All right. I want to thank everyone for coming out, and especially for everybody who moved your schedules around to be here. We were supposed to be doing this a while back, but Mother Nature had different ideas about the flood that we had. So appreciate everyone rescheduling and being out here today. This is a really exciting moment in the history of Route 66 here in Tulsa. I want to recognize a number of folks who are here today. My colleagues from the city, City Councilor Jeannie Q and City Councilor Phil Lakin, who are tied for the most senior members of the council. So good to have them both here. Phil defers to Jeannie, okay. But good to have you both here. Also, wonderful to have one of Cyrus Avery's fellow Tulsa County Commissioners, Karen Keith, here today. And with the Route 66 Alliance, Ken Busby is here as well. Ken, thanks for being here. And Reese Martin, Mr. Route 66. It's the best photographer. Reese takes better photos of me than anyone I know, so I'm glad you're sitting right up front, Reese. But this is an exciting day, and it's exciting. That guy's excited. With the statue that has been built thanks to the citizens of Tulsa County through Vision 2025. This sculpture marks a historic spot. The circle where we are standing right now was on the original alignment of Route 66, and it's actually where Cyrus Avery's tourist court was located, with cabins that folks could stay in as they were traveling down Route 66 and also get serviced up and get gas back in that era. And so we're going to mark that with this structure. But I also want to thank the folks who have overseen this process to make sure it was done the right way. Paul Zachary, our city engineer at the City of Tulsa, has worked on this for a long time. Paul, thank you very much. Glenn Sams has been our project manager. And thank you. And Dennis Whitaker with the Tulsa Planning has just done fantastic work on this for a long time. Thank you. I want to, though, I get the great pleasure to introduce someone who has only been in this current job about 6 months, but has already, I think, ignited enthusiasm for Route 66 all across the state of Oklahoma. I've not been shy in saying I think he's the best Lieutenant Governor in the United States of America. So please join me in welcoming our Lieutenant Governor, Matt Pinnell.
My mayor, right there. My mayor. Top 10 mayor, am I right, in the country, right there? GT Bynum, my mayor. Well, listen, this is very special. There is no doubt about it. Another great day for Tulsa, another great day for our state, the best state for Route 66 in the entire country, right here in Oklahoma. We have planted the flag. I assure you, as your Secretary of Tourism and as your 17th Lieutenant Governor, we have planted the flag that Oklahoma is the center of the country when it comes to Route 66. And those that are in love with Route 66 across this country and across the world, if you want to do Route 66 right, you've got to come to Oklahoma. You've got to come to Oklahoma. In any state, I've said this a number of times, GT and I, what's really special and what's really exciting is that usually about every 2 weeks, it seems like we're unveiling something else in Tulsa when it comes to Route 66, which is a great thing. The timing is perfect. Route 66 is red hot, and so it's really exciting that it seems like our top 10 mayor here and GT and I are together pretty much, and we're going to continue to be doing this over the next 4 years. But I've said a number of times that any state that's going to be successful has to play to their strengths. As a state, doubling down on our differences is the comment that I use quite a bit. And one of our greatest strengths as a state is Route 66. More drivable miles of the most famous road in the entire world than any other state. And it's time for us to take advantage of that resource and that asset. And in Tulsa, you're doing it. Tulsa has figured this out, that this is a great resource. It's an economic development engine in the city of Tulsa, and I really hope that what Tulsa is showing the rest of the state how to do Route 66. Our 400 drivable miles of Route 66, that I hope that, again, what we are showing in Tulsa is that we need to do this across the entire state. It's extremely important that we do it because we are 77 counties strong, not just 1 to 2 counties. And this sculpture, I think, also perfectly embodies what Route 66 is today, and I just said it. Route 66 is rising. It is rising in this country again. It is red hot. And we have to take advantage of the time that we have. We have to take advantage with the centennial coming in just a few short years. Now is the time to take advantage of this great resource. I did want to announce today too, one of the ways that we are doing that to really unite the entire city behind, the entire state behind Route 66 is our first, the inaugural Route 66 convention, stakeholder convention, which will be held the first Tuesday in December. We will have a delegation from Tulsa certainly there to represent the city of Tulsa. What will be birthed out of that will be a Vision 2020 and beyond plan for Route 66 in the state of Oklahoma. And included in that means a marketing budget. I do want you to hear from me as your lieutenant governor that I am not just crisscrossing the state of Oklahoma and talking about how great Route 66 is without putting money behind that plan. And that's right. If you build it, they will come, and if you market it, they will come. We have seen that across the state, but I do want you to know that I am working with our statewide associations, I'm working with our alliances, I'm working with our mayors to make sure that we have an adequate budget, marketing budget behind Route 66 specifically, so that again, Oklahoma is the center of the world when it comes to Route 66. So on behalf of the state of Oklahoma, I want to congratulate again our mayor, our city councilors, those that have, as Mayor Bynum had said, those that have worked on this project to make sure that we did it right. I want to congratulate Tulsa again on yet another wonderful Route 66 roadside attraction in Oklahoma and in the city of Tulsa. Let's go make Oklahoma a top 10 tourism state. Thank you all so much.
Those of you who know, I love the history of our city, and one of the reasons I'm so glad that this is located where it is because it truly is here as a marker and a monument to the father of Route 66, our fellow Tulsan, Cyrus Avery. And a lot of the time, I think because his work in getting Route 66 created was such a large accomplishment that it tends to overshadow so many of the other things that he did here in Tulsa. But the reality is Cyrus Avery was one of the great visionaries in the history of our city. He not only led the initiative to create the Mother Road, but he also supported what ended up becoming transformational projects in Tulsa, like our opening one of the first municipal airports anywhere in the United States when most people had never even seen an airplane. Which led to the establishment of the aerospace industry, which is our number 2 industry right here in Tulsa. He oversaw and helped really lead the creation of the Tulsa International Petroleum Exposition. So if you like the fairgrounds and you're a fan of the Golden Driller, another thing that you can thank Cyrus Avery for in helping pull that together. And then last but not least, probably one of the most important things in the history of the development of our city was creating the Spavinaw water line that allowed Tulsans to have fresh drinking water, is still supplying our community with water today, and Cyrus Avery was an early proponent of that. So I have to say, I mean, for any of us who are in elected office, I think the dream for us is that decades later, almost a century later, people can look at the decisions and the things that we worked on and see how much forethought went into that. And truly, Cyrus Avery is one of the great forward-thinking leaders in the history, not just of our country, but certainly right here in Tulsa. And we're very lucky today to have his granddaughter, Joy, who is with us, and I'd love it if Joy would be willing to share a few thoughts about her granddad with us. Thank you.
Actually, what I brought was a poem that I wrote about, you want to adjust that? What I brought is a poem that I wrote about Route 66 when I attended my first international Route 66 meeting in Springfield, Illinois. I learned from the people who were there how much they depended on Route 66, and from that I wrote this poem. 66, it was in 2002. Coming home at last. I met you for the first time, your family now. From the umbilical cord of double sixes come strangers who belong together periodically from the road, united by the spirit of pioneers, dreamers, builders, doers, Americans. Others may bypass our cottages of hand-hewn stone, handmade pies, hand-sewn quilts. They promote the chains, mass-produced boxes, cans, containers, dried chemical preservatives, tasty without nutrition. But where is our soul? America cannot be fabricated. It is a diamond cut from England, Ireland, Scotland, Asia, France, and Africa. The warp and woof of American fabric, hard work, honesty, ingenuity, community, fear of, love of God. Unite and restore, joy, hope, love. Revere the past, nurture the present, dream the future. Together as family with concrete running through our veins, protect, promote, preserve. 66.
That was wonderful. I love that. Revere the past and dream the future. That is, I feel like, exactly the kind of mindset that your grandfather had. And we think about, as the Lieutenant Governor was talking a minute ago, I was thinking about what Route 66 means to our country and to our city. And it is that forward advancement. And I love the fact that we're finally, after decades of neglect, properly recognizing it here in Tulsa, honoring it as the really quintessential part of American history that it is, and finding ways that we can bring people from all around the world here to Tulsa and to Oklahoma to experience this really unique experience. So again, thank you very much for sharing that with us. I do want to recognize the artist of this sculpture, Mr. Eric Garcia from New Mexico. Mr. Garcia was here and ready to go during the flood and was not able to reschedule to be here today, unfortunately. But his work will stand the test of time right here in our city at the Avery Plaza. Now I'd like to ask all of our dignitaries, we have the giant novelty scissors ready to go. All our elected officials and Route 66 dignitaries would love you to come up here and join us in cutting a ribbon. Oh yeah.